All right, in this video, we're going to work through the Code.hs Web Design 2.2 structure of an HTML lesson. I'm going to open that up and log in here, where I'm already logged in. This is probably, I've made a couple of different changes to how I'm going to do this in the videos, but yours should look something similar to this, and we are on, where's this one at? Right here. Lesson 2.2, structure of an HTML page. I'm going to trust that you are watching these videos because it'll tell me if you have watched the videos, and I'm not going to watch all of the video with you all on this video because I don't want you to watch it twice. But make sure you watch that all the way through because it gives you a good idea of what you're going to be covering in this. Then the second part over here is this little quiz, and it says, which of the following is an example of metadata about a web page? If you watch the video, it should be pretty obvious to you that metadata is just information about the page, and that includes things like the title of the web page. And I'll click continue on that one. Now, on this one right here, they give you an HTML template. It says this is an example for this lesson. You are encouraged to play around with it, run and change the code, and learn how it works. When you are done, click continue to go to the next problem. And I'm going to click explore this this example right here. Now, a couple of things from those videos. If you are watching the video, one thing I want to point out to you on the video is they have, and I don't know where to find it at, but they have an option here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, I can't pull that up. They do have a thing where you can click and drag the codes, and I don't know how they found that in the video because I can't figure out how to put it on there. But to be perfectly honest with you, if you want to learn the codes, the best way to do it is to actually type them in yourself. And you know, a big part of learning how to do this is actually typing in the codes and making sure you're typing them in correctly. Now, if you watch the video, they explain each one of these codes in the videos. This doc type code right there, when you start a web page, if you are coding a web page, you generally want to start with that doc type code, and the doc type basically just tells whatever web browser you're using, what version of HTML that you are using. In this case, the doc type signifies that you're using HTML version 5. Hold on one moment. Let me go turn the light back on. Okay, sorry about that. Now, one thing I want to point out to you on these codes that you see right here, you have this doc type HTML code, and all these HTML codes, for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, you have an open tag that goes along with it and a close tag. The close tag just has a slash in front of it. This part right here that does not have a close tag that goes along with it, that is what those are not super rare, but they're we'll kind of go over those more in great detail. But for right now, just know that most codes you're going to have an open tag and a closed tag that goes with it. So you got the open HTML and the closed HTML. It tells whatever web browser that, hey, this is an HTML document. Now, notice that this part is indented. The open head tag is right here, and the closed head tag is right there. Anything inside the open head and closed head will not actually show up on your page. This title part right here, that is what you see up in these tabs on your web browsers. And if we run this code here, they just put page content goes there. And in this little web browser over here, you can't really see the page titles. But what pops up in these windows over here is everything that goes in between the open body tag and the closed body tag. If you just type in text, the plain text just shows up. In the examples we were doing, like they showed you how to do an H1, which is a first level heading. And actually, you would want to take this text and put it in between the open H1 and closed H1. You put that right there. And if you were to run that code now, you see it would put it in there as a first level heading. Uh, the headings go all the way down, I think, to either 6 or 7. You could do H2, and it would give you another H2, and you run the code, it would give it like a subheading. You could also, instead of H2, you could make like a paragraph out of this, which is just a simple P tag. I'm going to go ahead and just type that in there. And the paragraph formatting looks a little bit different than that. And actually, I don't want to delete my body tag there, so let's delete that. And then it just formats it as paragraph text right there. But then you have your close body, which means it ends the body of the page and ends the document right there. We will save that and hit continue. Now they give us another example. It says this is an example for this lesson. You're encouraged to play around with it. Let's explore this example. It's pretty similar to what you just looked at right there. The only big difference between this one and that last one is they actually started out with the H1 text right there. But we will save that. Not really much point in going over that one. Let's continue that one. And then you have your two examples right here. Now, this exercise, it says, in this exercise, you'll practice using the title tag. The given HTML code displays Carol's web page, but there's no title for the page. Your job is to set the title of the web page to be all about Carol. It says if you click on the See HTML and New Window button, you should be able to see the title of the web page in the browser tab like this. And you're going to name it All About Carol. Let's click that on there. Now, this one's not particularly difficult to do, right? Go inside here, type in title, and then it's supposed to be what? All About Carol. Let's run that code and let's see. Hit check code. Got all of that. So you got that. Hit save and then submit and continue, and you've got that one. That one's pretty easy. And then this one right here says, in this exercise, you'll make your first fully formed HTML document from scratch. Create a web page with the title My First Web Page. The content of the page should have an H1 tag that states your favorite band. If you open your page in a new window using the See HTML and New Window button, you should see your page title in the browser tab. And I'm going to click on Let's Go. First thing we're going to do is start out.
It's 9 o'clock.
Let's see here. I think we got that part right there. And then we're going to do an Open HTML tag. And then inside our Open HTML tag, we're going to do our head tag right here. And inside our head tag, we're going to do a title. And then what was I forgot what they asked us to do here. Let's see here. The title is supposed to be My First Web Page. So we're going to type in My First Web Page in our title. And then after that, we need to go after our head tag, and we need to do our open body tag. And then inside of our open body tag, let me see what they asked us to put inside there. The content of the page should have an H1 tag that states your favorite band. If you open your page in a new window using See HTML and the New Window button, you should see your page title in the browser tab. Let's go. I think the option or the one they used right there, I don't even know. I don't know if I have a favorite band. I think they used the Beatles, so I'm going to use the Beatles too. There we go. And then I'm going to run my code here. And let's hit check code and see if we got it in there. We got the HTML tag. Must have the head tag, the body tag. Must set the doc type. Your title must have the text My First Web Page. Why don't we fix that? Make sure we spell that correctly so I can get credit for doing it. So let's go back, hit run code again. And y'all, obviously that wasn't exactly. Oh, well, I guess we have this, instead of typing in the Beatles, they want us to type in favorite band. What are you going to do? Let's run that again, make sure we get it right. There we go. Hit save, and y'all, if you don't have the text exactly correct, that's okay. But I would always go back through here and try to get each part of that right. And if you don't have the text exactly okay, just make sure when you're doing this, you're clicking save and then submit and continue. Because as long as you're making an effort to try to do it, if you don't get it 100% correct, that's okay. I just want to make sure that you all are at least participating in class right now and making an effort to get your work done. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you hit submit and continue, and then hit this part and hit submit and continue. If you have questions or having any trouble with it, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching.